So here I'm talking about how our first step is probably the most important thing, going north, south, east, west with our first step. But if I'm going with my right foot, if I'm going forward with my right foot forward, knee forward, I'm really pushing obviously off my left foot. So that's my left foot power, and then opposites, right? So if I'm stepping somewhere to my left with my left foot, I'm really getting explosion from my right? So obviously it's hips, it's midfoot. To me, a lot of it is striking midfoot, landing and striking and pushing off with your left foot. Understanding midfoot is so important as an athlete, especially in soccer. Yeah, it's not on your toes. It's like it's off your heels. Many players like to compare Zidane to where somebody was able to keep his feet low to the ground, but his heels always off the ground, if that makes sense. But the swifter you are, on the midfoot, is the quicker you're going to be. So right there, I'm just showing you the speed skater drill. The speed skater drill is good for change of direction, yes, but I'm teaching kind of acceleration of the first step. But I'm using arm action here to show how you can't go to the side until you switch your arms. You see how in the beginning he'll catch himself and he'll correct himself, right? So we're working on opposite arm, opposite leg. We're working on soft feet. We're talking about how the upper body needs to be forward, right? But the back nice and flat, shoulders back, right? I'm landing nice and soft. My knee wants to be right on my foot. My landing wants to be soft and quiet, right? And I'm not moving until I switch my arms first. So he's starting to get it, and he starts to look good at the end. But we're also talking about holding for that second. You see how naturally the left leg wants to kind of kick out, but he works on it, and he gets it pretty well for the first time. But we really go over here how our first step in acceleration is so important to understand decelerating. So what I'm going over here is this deceleration is so important to get so you can become a faster athlete, faster soccer player, right? So to really get fast, you got to push the ground and get strong and push the ground force that gives you the force to propel and go forward, yes? So acceleration for me is your arm action, how you're swiping your arms, how you're driving them, right? Your knee drive, and your forward lean. Not all in that order, whichever you want to make them. People have their 5, their 3, 4, whatever it may be. But for me, that those 3 are really important, and midfoot. So I'd say 4, your arm action, your knee drive, that lean, and then that midfoot, right? So there I am just showing it basically, but I'm giving you the example here of the decelling, how I drop in my hips, holding for a second, really focusing on dropping my shoulders, dropping my hips down so I can really decelerate properly, effectively, and safely, and really give my hamstrings a really good workout, because that's great for your hamstrings. And we all know our hamstrings posterior chain is going to get us that first step speed, that first step explosion. But also in this video as well, we talk about for our first step is pogos, plyos, right? Jumps, jump squats, broad jumps, side jumps. These different types of jumps are very important. Now, beware these. You got to be a little more advanced, because it will be detrimental on your legs if you're not doing it right. Here Marcini's focusing on decelerating, which his first effort was pretty well. If you could see it, he walks himself back. I think about it. I don't like people going fast. There's no point repetitions wise. Just relax. There's no point to go fast. We're here for thinking. That's how you're connecting. No point to just rep, and then you go home. You're like, what the hell did I do? So the biggest thing is control, think. We come back, we do the rep. I talk to the player, how you thought, what you thinking, what are we looking for here, and then we go forward. But I'm reiterating the most important things that I'm trying to get, so he goes away and he's taking something. Now it is a lot of information. He's getting a lot, but here I'm trying to tell him, you're too upright, so get forward, and get yourself to where you see how that back leg's too much. I'm correcting. You got to get it in, feet shoulder width apart, so they're comfortable, and you really want to lean and rock from the back heels here. You see how I do back heel? Even my front foot is on the ground, my back leg is up, right? And then I roll into that lean, and I drive my legs my first steps are low to the ground, right? Your first 2 steps out of any sprint, even if you're on a track or not, are low. They should be low. You're getting your knee drive up, but your feet are low, right? And you want to glide forward, basically push, drag, and then I like to do 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm up. Naturally, in soccer you'll naturally do that, but more sometimes in soccer you'll be more down 4 or 5 steps because you got to shield, you got to turn, you got to protect, and then you got to stand straight up. That's why it's so hurtful on the knees sometimes. But first acceleration, to really understand, to really get better, you got to manipulate the ground, get stronger, to push more of your strength through the ground so the ground can push it back through you. Yes, very important. Your acceleration, your first step, you got to get your arm action correct. It has to be the right way. I had that in my last video, how I did my arm action. But then we were talking about how I'm as well, obviously here, accelerations, your arm action, you're leaning forward, your knee drive, right? And your midfoot strike, how you striking your midfoot, right? Here I'm just giving you kind of natural break up the tendons, break up the muscle fascia tissue so you can get some shaking it out. Kind of giving a demonstration of what a lot of track guys always do. But either way, this is my video. I hope you guys liked it. Just simple acceleration, simple work here. I kind of now go into just getting your start right, getting your forward lean right, getting understanding of that first step. You see, I'm not really worried about the next 10. I'm just worried about that drive, that first 2 steps, so he could really understand himself. Even here is a good look how you want to go forward. He's correcting himself. We work on it. That's every athlete, though. By the way, that's from the highest level to anything, right? They're thinking so much, so they're trying to figure out. But that's what we want it to look more like. He'll get to it soon. Great athlete here, but so you'll see my back, how my back is, and then that's where we want that to go. My back, even he's still sitting too much, but that's fine. We're ever gonna be perfect. We'll get that soon. But the biggest thing is getting out there, watching yourself, doing it right, so that when you come back, you're moving forward and you're not just staying in the same spot, starting over. Hopefully that video helped you guys. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Leave a comment in the section if you have any questions, any comments, anything you got, let me know.